What's up, guys? What's going on? Today we got another episode of What It's Like Adventures, and we're going to be talking about Vladimir Putin, President Vladimir Putin of Russia. We're going to talk about what his life is like, what his day-to-day routines are like, and see if we can find some fun facts about him. Let's get into it. A day in the life of Vladimir Putin. Power, routine, and the man behind the image. Imagine waking up in a fortified palace, surrounded by security, with the weight of a nation and often the world on your shoulders. That's the reality for Vladimir Putin. Russia's long-serving president, born in 1952 in Leningrad, now St. Petersburg, Putin has risen from humble beginnings to become one of the most influential and controversial leaders on the global stage. He's been president since 2000, the year 2000. That's 25 years. That's crazy. With a brief stint as prime minister in between, shaping Russia's destiny through wars, economic booms, and busts, and tense international relations. It says he was like prime minister briefly in between. What is the difference between prime minister and president? I don't know. I feel like prime minister is like what other countries call president, but I don't really know. Anyway. But what is it really like to be him? Let's dive into his daily routines, personal stresses, sources of joy, family life, pre-presidential career, and some lesser-known fun facts. This glimpse reveals a man who blends discipline, ambition, and a touch of mystery. Putin's early life was far from glamorous. He grew up in a cramped communal apartment in post-World War II Leningrad, sharing space with other families amid poverty and hardship. His family endured tragedy during the war. His father was severely wounded fighting the Nazis, and his mother nearly starved during the 900-day siege of Leningrad, where two of his brothers died, one from diphtheria, and the other possibly given away during the famine. As a child, Putin was a scrappy street fighter, often getting into brawls in the rat-infested courtyards of his neighborhood. He wasn't a star student either. His school records show him throwing chalkboard erasers, skipping homework, and even fighting with the teachers. But he found focus in martial arts, starting judo at the age of 11 and sambo at 14. Eventually winning city competitions and earning a black belt by 18. After graduating with a law degree from Leningrad State University in 1975, Putin joined the KGB, the Soviet Union intelligence agency. He served for 15 years, including a posting in Dresden, East Germany, where he worked on foreign intelligence until the fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989. Retiring as lieutenant colonel in 1991, he entered politics in St. Petersburg, becoming an advisor to Mayor Anatoly Shubchuk and rising to first deputy mayor by 1994. In 1996, he moved to Moscow, joining the presidential administration under Boris Yeltsin. By 1998, he was the head of the FSB, the KGB's successor, and in 1999, Yeltsin named him prime minister. When Yeltsin resigned later that year, Putin became acting president and won the election in 2000. Before leading Russia, Putin's life was a mix of espionage, local governance, and quiet ambition. No one pegged him as a future strongman. Now, as president, Putin's days are structured yet flexible, often starting late due to his night owl habits. He typically wakes up around 9 or 10 a.m., sometimes later in one of his residencies like the Kremlin or his Black Sea Palace. Mornings kick off with exercise, a 2-hour swim in his private pool, followed by weightlifting or judo practice. Fitness is a big part of his routine. He's known for his athletic image, often publicized in photos of him shirtless, on horseback, or playing hockey. Breakfast comes around noon or even 2 p.m., and it's hearty porridge, an omelet with quail eggs, cottage cheese, fresh juice, and coffee, sourced from trusted farms. He eats while reviewing news briefings from his aides, staying informed on global events. Now, porridge is like something like the Three Little Bears and Goldilocks and shit. Like, I don't even know what porridge is, guys. Can you tell me in the comment section? I've never had it. Is it good? Afternoon shift to work mode. Putin heads to the office for meetings with officials, video conferences, or ceremonies. His schedule includes handling domestic issues like economic policies or security matters. Often in the Kremlin, he's hands-on with military decisions, especially amid ongoing conflicts. Days can be mundane, signing documents, attending events, but they're packed, sometimes stretching into evening speeches or international calls. Putin is known for micromanaging, which adds to his control, but also his workload. Nights are when Putin winds down though he often works late past midnight. He might watch TV, read history books, or enjoy a late dinner. Sleep comes around 2 or 3 a.m., giving him just 6 or 7 hours before starting again. This routine reflects his disciplined yet isolated lifestyle, guarded by heavy security. Family life for Putin is intensely private, a stark contrast to his public persona. He was married to Lyudmila, I cannot say these names, Lyudmila Shkribeneva, damn, a former flight attendant from 1983 until their divorce in 2013. They met in Leningrad, and she described their early years as modest. Together they have 2 daughters, Maria Vorontsova, born in 1985, same as me. Hey, well, she's 40. A pediatric endocrinologist, and Katrina Tikhanova, born 1986, a tech executive and dancer. Putin keeps them out of the spotlight, rarely mentioning them publicly to protect their privacy and perhaps his own image. Rumors swirl about a relationship with Alina Kabaeva, a former Olympic gymnast, and possible secret children. including 2 sons, but these remain unconfirmed. His daughters have recently become more visible in Russian business and government circles, hinting at a family dynasty. Being Putin comes with immense stresses as leader of a vast country facing sanctions, economic pressures, and the ongoing war in Ukraine. He deals with contrast threats to Russia's security and his own power. International isolation, opposition protests, and fears of NATO expansion keep him vigilant. He said to fear betrayal and has cracked down on dissent, managing alliances with countries like China while countering the West adds the mental load. Personal paranoia, amplified by the COVID-19 era's isolation, has led to quirks like long tables during meetings to maintain distance. For joy and pleasure, Putin turns to physical activities and nature. He's passionate about judo and sambo, holding an 8th Dan black belt. Is that 8th degree? What's an 8th Dan? I'm assuming 8th degree black belt. I don't know. The first Russian to do so. So he's the only Russian person to do that? That's crazy. He plays ice hockey, rides horses, and goes fishing in Russia's wilderness, calling it his favorite sport. Extreme hobbies like rafting, driving Formula One cars, or swimming in icy waters provide adrenaline rushes. He adores animals, owning several dogs, advocating for animals' rights laws. Surprisingly, he's a Beatles fan, with Yesterday as his top song. So, Beatles song called Yesterday. I'm actually curious. I'm probably going to listen to that after this. These pursuits offer escapes from politics. Here are some fun facts that are not common knowledge. His granddaughter, Spiridon Putin, was a cook for Vladimir Lenin and Joseph Stalin, serving at elite dachas near Moscow. I don't know what that is. Not directly in results, but implied in bios. Actually confirm, yes, family ordinary, but grandfather cook for leaders. Okay, interesting. Not sure all that made sense, but weight adjusting from searches. His grandfather cooked for Lenin and Stalin. Despite his tough image, Putin was nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize twice, in 2014 for Syria diplomacy and 2021 by a supporter. He owns a lavish Black Sea palace with a casino, a hookah bar, and a tasting room in a tunnel, costing around $1 billion. As a KGB agent, he once burned secret files in a furnace during the Dresden protests to prevent them from falling into protesters' hands. He's fluent in German from his Dresden days, and even worked as a taxi driver briefly after the Soviet collapse to make ends meet. Can you imagine Putin being your taxi driver? Oh. Being Vladimir Putin means balancing iron-fisted rule with personal rituals that keep him grounded. From his late-night work sessions to fishing trips, his life is a blend of powers, perks, and perils. Love him or criticize him, Putin's story is one of resilience, from rat-filled apartments to Kremlin's halls. In a world of uncertainty, he remains Russia's enduring enigma. Alright, well that concludes this video. Hopefully it helped you understand Putin more. And, you know, I definitely learned a lot from it. But, you know, let me know what you guys think in the comments. What did you learn from this? What did you find interesting? Do you have anything to add? Let me know in the comment section, guys. And also check out my sponsors. I got the banner rotating there at the top of the screen. Just click the link in the description. It's the simple.bio link. If you click that, all my affiliate links are there. You can get free cryptocurrency just on a simple deposit, free money, and same with the stocks. You can get free stocks as well. Secure your crypto with a Ledger hardware wallet. Get it off exchanges and, you know, keep it safe. All right. Anyway, I appreciate y'all. Smash up the like, share out the stream with your friends, and comment down below. Have a good day, and peace out till next time.